In the heart of the House of Lands, where the dry winds of the Sahel dance across the fields of millet and sorghum, lay a bustling village called Zaranda. It was a place of laughter, trade, and ancient traditions, where the elders sat under the shade of the neem tree to share stories of old, and the young ones sang songs of hope as they worked the fields. Among the villagers was a young woman named Amina, whose beauty and wisdom were the talk of the region. Amina was no ordinary girl. Her almond-shaped eyes sparkled like stars in the desert night, and her jet-black hair flowed like the Niger River. But what truly set her apart was her intellect. While other girls dreamed of gold jewelry and fine clothes, Amina spent her evenings listening to her grandmother's tales of courage, loyalty, and the importance of character over wealth. The arrival of Alhji Dantani. One fateful market day, a commotion stirred in Zaranda. A caravan of finely adorned camels entered the village, carrying treasures that gleamed in the sunlight. The villagers gathered in awe as a man stepped down from a gilded saddle. He was Alhji Dantani, a wealthy merchant from Kano, known far and wide for his riches. His robe shimmered with gold thread, and his turban was adorned with a diamond-studded brooch. Alhji Dantani had come to Zaranda for one purpose: to take a bride. His eyes scanned the crowd until they landed on Amina, who was helping her mother arrange millet into neat bundles. Her grace and confidence captivated him instantly. "She will be mine," Alhji Dantani declared to his servants, his voice dripping with arrogance. The following evening, Alhji Dantani sent his emissaries to Amina's home, bearing gifts of gold necklaces, silk fabrics, and sacks of cowries. The emissaries delivered his message: "The great Alhji Dantani has chosen your daughter, Amina, to be his wife. In return, your family will receive wealth beyond measure." Amina's father, Malam Musa, was a humble farmer. He stared at the gifts in disbelief, for such riches could transform their lives. But Amina's face remained calm as she spoke, her voice steady and firm. "Father, I cannot marry a man I do not know, no matter how wealthy he is. A man's character is worth more than gold." Malam Musa was torn. On one hand, the wealth would elevate their family to a status they had never dreamed of. On the other, he respected Amina's wisdom and resolve, the test of true character. Alhji Dantani was not used to rejection. When the emissaries returned with Amina's response, his pride was wounded. Determined to have her, he decided to win her over by displaying his wealth in grander ways. For the next week, Alhji Dantani flooded the village with gifts for Amina's family. He sent a pair of white horses, a chest filled with gold coins, and the finest perfumes imported from faraway lands. The villagers whispered among themselves, "How can she refuse such a man? He is richer than the emir himself." But Amina remained unmoved. One evening, as she walked to the village well, Alhji Dantani approached her. "Why do you resist, Amina?" he asked, his voice smooth but edged with frustration. "I can give you a life of luxury. You will never want for anything." Amina looked him in the eye and replied, "Wealth cannot buy respect or happiness. A good husband must have humility, kindness, and honor. Can you offer me these?" Alhji Dantani was taken aback. No one had ever dared to speak to him in such a manner. The arrival of Umaru. While Alhji Dantani continued his pursuit, another suitor arrived in Zaranda, a young farmer named Umaru. He was not wealthy, but his reputation as a hard-working, honest man preceded him. Umaru's parents had arranged for him to meet Amina's family, and though he came with modest gifts, a basket of fresh yams and a calabash of honey, his humility spoke volumes. When Umaru met Amina, he did not boast of riches or try to impress her with grand promises. Instead, he shared stories of his work, his dreams of building a life of purpose, and his respect for the values Amina's family cherished. Over time, Amina grew to admire Umaru's sincerity and integrity. He was a man of few words but great action. A public challenge. Word of Umaru's courtship reached Alhji Dantani, and his anger boiled over. How could a simple farmer compete with a man of his stature? Driven by pride, Alhji Dantani proposed a public challenge to prove his superiority. At the village square, surrounded by elders and curious onlookers, he declared, "Let the people of Zaranda decide who is worthy of Amina. I will compete with this farmer in a test of generosity." The elders agreed to oversee the challenge, and it was decided that each suitor would offer a gift that demonstrated their character. On the day of the challenge, Alhji Dantani arrived with a caravan laden with treasures, golden bracelets, embroidered robes, and sacks of silver coins. The villagers gasped at the display. Surely no one could match such generosity. Then Umaru stepped forward, holding a simple wooden box. When he opened it, the contents surprised everyone. Seeds of millet, sorghum, and okra. "These are the seeds of life," Umaru explained. "With them, we can grow food to sustain our families and our future. My gift is not just for Amina, but for the entire village." The elders murmured in approval, and the villagers nodded in agreement. While Alhji Dantani's riches dazzled the eye, Umaru's gift touched the heart. The wisdom of the bride. The elders turned to Amina for her decision. She stepped forward, her voice clear and steady. "A man is not measured by his wealth, but by his values and contributions to the community," she said. "Alhji Dantani, your riches are impressive, but they are meant to glorify yourself. Umaru, your gift shows that you care for the well-being of others. My choice is clear." Amina chose Umaru as her husband, and the village erupted in celebration. The fall of Alhji Dantani. Humiliated, Alhji Dantani left Zaranda in disgrace. But his downfall did not end there. In his arrogance, he had neglected his business dealings, and over time, his wealth dwindled. Meanwhile, Amina and Umaru thrived, building a life based on mutual respect and shared values. Their story became a legend, a reminder that true wealth lies not in gold or silver, but in the richness of one's character. And so, under the shade of a neem tree, the elders would tell the tale of the bride who refused the rich man, a story that taught generations the importance of integrity, humility, and love.